back again. What's up, boys and girls?
Hey,
Sorry
see,
about
now
that.
Kaz about to be mad. Just like I was.
Dude, that fucking, that shit was a nightmare. You guys let me know if KJ's voice has got any of that crackle to it. It should be clean now.
Yeah, how's the sound now, guys? Clean. Yeah, we're good. We're good. Better than before. Always a critic. Yeah. All right, let's do this. Let's do this shit. Such a pain in the ass. Sometimes it'll work, sometimes it doesn't work.
There's so much crazy
Like I
shit.
said, how bizarre.
Oh
How
my god.
bizarre.
Please don't start singing on my shit.
That's Kaz's favorite song from back in the day. How
Yeah,
bizarre.
you can only imagine.
Henry likes that shit. How bizarre. How bizarre.
So,
That was
gonna move to some charts pretty quickly. 'Cause I know some of you guys are tired, so let's do a side chat right now. So recap real quick of the last time you saw, well, not last time, a couple times ago actually, if you guys watched Plan B. We're gonna put this one out. This was the Tesla play. If you guys see what happened to Tesla after hours today, I tell you, as long as Elon didn't tweet anything, you're most likely at the green emoji. So if you guys pay attention to that, that is a $10 billion market cap call, the exact spot. Emotional structure of Tesla looked exactly like that shit. And we saw that also at the bottom of BTC. You need to see where nobody believes in it anymore to really have upside potential. And Chainlink, I guess, had some of that sentiment too, before people knew what it was. And, a FOMO community that could see something else in it that most people didn't see. In this case, you saw a lot of people that were ready for the death of fucking Elon Musk, and the Tesla Q guys on the internet were basically going crazy on Twitter about this. And this sentiment's what gives you the fuel for real upside potential. While you still see people still screaming alt season, it's exactly the opposite of what gives things rocket fuel. Too many people are still mentally prepared for that to happen. And it's one of the things that allows the alt to keep just driving them into the pavement, is that sentiment. So if you guys watched the last show, I saw a lot of you guys inside the Discord caught it. Congrats. Lots of awesome plays across the board from church to Twitter Discord. So cool shit. But this is psychology and price, right? No fundamentals about what their sales might be or any of that whatsoever. Last show we talked about it. This is it right here. And you see my mouse pointer I pointed to back over here, the emotional structure that Tesla was mirroring. I can't play the audio, I'm going to get a wicked feedback loop, so I'm just going to leave the audio out. But that was the structure, you can see it. And this is the green puke guy right here, when you're going to take that fucking chance of shorting it and you're just really late to the tide. And that's what people do. People chase the tide after the fact. People don't play the tide for whatever fucking reason. They find every reason to bet against this tide, and then once it starts to show chances of correcting and actually maybe reversing, they then get the mindset you need to have when this was happening. You see it all the time. This is a chart I put out for big cap crypto in 2018 to kind of illustrate tides in markets, and just as a broad market index of large cap shitcoins. This was the breadth of the market for 2018. And after you got from 2017 highs and you retrace into this humongous complacency shoulder, the entire basket crypto took a bar down, destroyed the entire consolidation structure, shockwave at the climax highs, and then began to just roll throughout the year. Your only bet would have been really sorting alts in USD or against BTC. No way should you have been fishing for alt season, just not the tide for it. This is the same thing as you see right there in this tide in Tesla. You just don't have to guess this. Look at how much bounce he has. It comes from 180 up through 240s and corrects and gives you a shot in the 250s and gives you a shot in 240s, and now spikes through 300. You only care about a good risk reward entry from wherever the fuck you find it. You don't have to have the tip of the spear. And it's what people who are hunting alt season keep doing. is keep on running in front of the train and feeding the monster, you know? You feed the beast. You don't have to actually do that. Like, that's dumb. Once you actually recognize it's like this, like at this point on the chart, let's just say that I don't know anything else about this. It's not shitcoins, it's just anything. All you know is that this could actually get worse. You know, you don't have anything at this moment to tell you that you should even try to figure out where the turn of this is. And you don't have to. You can let it finish. Just like this over here. This climax point you see, you know, down at the lows is a single point. But you have a huge amount of time before it actually finds its way to turning and rounding, or, you know, rounding back upwards, to where you can take entries anywhere along this that are safer than trying to figure out this spot. And that's the same thing now that we see with BTC. So let me move over that real quick. I know I'm wandering through some stuff, right? So BTC, forget about gold fractals and things like that for a second. BTC is just the beginnings of a down tide, at least on daily. We throw some of the stuff that we have on there on it. Oops, that's the wrong one. We'll come back to that guy in a little bit. So this is the gold fractal that everybody is eyeballing, or was eyeballing. I don't hear so much talk right now about it. And so I told you guys, he began to deviate a little bit, and it's not that he's done necessarily. This is the zone, and in RektHour, I don't know if it's actually Plan B or Latex Edition, talked about watching the potential of this guy to come down and dive deeper into D's nuts. See how that joke's gonna work forever and ever, and now you understand the fucking real foresight of that shit, because it's just money. But yeah, so as he plows your balls, you know, this is what you're dealing with. And now it's fully hit the entire range that I projected. This is the actual projected range. And he's just now fulfilled the entire range. And that's what I thought he should do. This is when I thought he should do it. And he's obviously late to the timing that I had, or I'm early rather to the timing he has. But we are now inside of like basically the shockwave that launched this entire structure, and that's kind of about the range I thought we should get. Could it wick through it? Yeah, could get deeper even still, but this is the area you're looking for to figure out some stabilization. And if you're going to look for a long in BTC, you don't have to jump in front of every one of these candles. That's stupid. You know, if you look at him, he takes his own time to same color, everything's the same fucking color.
It's good.
You got a long time before he would even round out. Like, you know, let's just say he did the structure you see here. I told you before, right? From the moment that he hits the low, from the moment he puts in the low point, you have a duration of time for what is your complacency. How long does this take? And in this case, you know, if it was to take this long, it would be like, what, August 7th through the 16th, whatever, a week. Not that it's how long it's going to take. It's just that, like, you have all that time before BTC effectively goes anywhere if it was to do this structure. So when he first enters the zone, right, do you have to do anything? No. You know, this box range is, me and KJ were talking about it. And I was like, you don't have to really do shit until he figures his way out of this. And, you know, for the time being, it's a time correction. So let it do what it's going to do. If it gets out of it, you can establish a position with safer risk once it's higher than this. And now it's gone down and proven it was a bad idea to bottom fish it. So patience is always king. You know, you're always waiting for your entry. Great entries are few and far between. So there isn't always a great one. There isn't a great entry every single day. Like anything of value, it's a scarcity. So you're going to have to wait to find something that's scarce, that nobody else sees, that actually is a good opportunity. In the depths of this, we actually did up the Phoenix one too. Let's see, where'd he go? Yeah, so there's Phoenix. We actually drew in the estimation of this on RektHour back here. How long could this take? If you remember the last show we did, I think it was actually on the 23rd, or it was somewhere right around here. And we drew this forecast out, like how long could we expect him to take, and then what he would do. And so that box range is exactly that, right? What is he going to do once he gets this entire shockwave done? He's going to mark up or mark down depending on the imbalance inside of this local range. God damn it. Keep losing my headpiece. Oh, no. That's it. Whew. All right. fucking earpiece is killing me. So now he's done it, you know. That's what I said to watch. Like, forgetting about anything else, Yeah, he's in the range of these nuts. He's now deeper down. He's on the base end of like what I thought was a depth of how far he could go. Can it go deeper? Totally. Um, if you didn't think about the fractal at all and you just looked at the technicals of it, he's absolutely, cascading lower. I do see something that this looks like though from 2017 that I'm going to try to pull up here if I can dig it out of my folders. So this is what we're looking at. And again, this was an example we drew up many Rekt hours ago when we were still up in this range. And so you watch, right? Shockwave, and then allow it to figure out its movement. You don't have to play in the range. This will get you killed, especially if you're on BitMEX or any of that shit using real high leverage. Somebody in the dojo was talking about like the average trade leverage on BitMEX is 33x for all trades on BitMEX. In a market as illiquid as crypto, that's so fucking dangerous. And in these shockwaves, you're just basically coughing up your liquidity to somebody else. You're gonna get cut to shreds. So the safer play is always to let price prove itself first. There's not enough liquidity for fucking everybody to be sitting there firing in the amount of size they think is going to be received in the order books by anybody but a bookmaker. So yeah, and just like this shockwave over here, this is the pleb shockwave. The pleb shockwave named for the original fractal plebs. I don't know why this moved down there. That's so weird. What the fuck? I didn't put that down there. I might have moved it out of the way or something. So fractal plebs, right? So we're still trading in the range of this, just like when the shockwave was forming in trend, right? Shockwave, in trend, markup, shockwave, in trend, markup. You're going to need time for whatever this does next. Now that it's barred down into the range, you're going to have to see if he establishes another shockwave, maybe even a lower time frame one. But I wouldn't run in front of this to try and bottom fish the lowest candle. That's something that just doesn't yield over time. I let them structure, and just like this is a shockwave going upwards and pumping out upwards. This is a shockwave going downwards. When it looks like something like these guys, the structuring and actually leaves to the high side of the shockwave range, play that. Play just this part right here. Let it do its thing though. This is the part that you're really looking for. This is the part that everybody makes money in and says Lambo time. That's your easiest money. This entire range is what builds the fucking position from all the destroyed people trying to do what you see people in BitMEX doing until there's a local monopoly of all of your fucking tiers, and this gets marked up, and that's what bull trends are made of, right? The dead bodies of those too ignorant to get out of the way of their own bullshit. That's what makes bull markets. So don't be that guy. Let the price fucking breathe. Let it move, and be timely about it when you enter it, and be selective. There isn't a shit ton of great fucking ideas. That's why it's a great fucking idea. So that in a nutshell, I think is a pretty in-depth BTC.
Bison Bridge asks, how do you know which time frame you care about the violation of the downtrend on?
All things are relative. Best answer I can give you. What just happened there? All right, you don't take a 5-minute chart
in the house.
You don't take a 5-minute chart to give yourself information on the monthly chart, right? So all things are relative. This is gold. So remember, we've done this chart together weeks ago.
Yeah.
And we talked about gold's current high. To go on everybody. KJ, I can hear your keys.
I can hear you now. Can you hear me?
Yeah, what the fuck was that?
All right, it's back. We're good.
That's crazy as hell. Well, some fucking weird IT shit is fucking haunting me tonight, bro. What the fuck? You gave me your crazy fucking computer juju.
It's always my fault.
It's your fault.
You see this?
You're the one Korean that sucks. You're the one Korean that sucks with tech.
Yeah, it's my fault.
It's all your fucking fault. So So just to look at this, since we have it here, we did gold, and gold we did the zone. We thought gold could fucking hang up in a couple shows ago, and he is totally stalled there. But he is running a bull flag, so he comes out of this north. Markets around the world could actually suffer a little more if you get really serious risk off push. But he stalled where he should, and we'll see what he does at that point. So if any of you guys were watching gold, that actually paid attention to that. Henry, respect on the bids. I got to catch up on everybody who's sending that. I figured out why my audio is not happening with that stuff anymore. I need some fucking help from whoever helped me set that up. Any of you smarty pantses that know how this stuff works, Jester or anybody. Yeah, so anyway, so gold right now is still in consolidation pattern. That's the range to watch. If he gets out of that to the north, something I'm watching very, very, very closely. If he leaves out of there, he continues to crash out of this area, then he's going to revert back to this uptrend. Obviously, he's running right now for a bear flag. So, the kind of things you're watching on gold. Random, I know, but since we have the gold fractal up, I figured I had to cover it.
Yeah, it's relevant.
It's relevant. This was a good coverage we did on the last show about the fear cycle and this long duration complacency that mind fucked everybody that hodled gold Cougarans for fucking 18 years. And then allowed this kind of a crazy markup to happen where nobody and their mother gave a shit for 10 years. And this is really similar to the 10-year bull market of the stock market now that you see, we covered the case of the shills on the last show, looking at basically how mind-fucked you can get from people in a decade-long stretch just never giving up, on their egocentric biases. This is the same here. In this bull market, you would think all the metal bugs you see that would have been around, having the 80s kind of crazy metal bugs, they weren't here. You didn't hear anybody talking about gold, anything, because while this began to pump, that's just loud as hell, KJ.
Sorry.
The housing boom was happening at the same time, so it kind of masked this entire period. So nobody was giving a shit, really, about this entire wave right here. The housing bubble actually happens. The refinance bubble begins right here in 2003, and the housing bubble happens right here is the crash. So literally the whole country is completely distracted right there in this piece of the bull market. They don't notice it. So by this point, when you're north of 1,000 on gold and you're over the all-time high, now it's psychologically this is too high to buy. I need it to pull back. So this is overvalued. That's when you start seeing people say overvalued instead of fucking wow, gold is finally doing what everyone's been waiting for 20 fucking years. That isn't what anybody says. I'm sorry, 30 fucking years. They're all looking for it to pull back to get a chance to get a discount on what it used to be. And if
it's crazy how much this looks like BTC, because for a second I thought it was BTC.
It's so crazy, right? So
it literally looks just like it.
And the psychology too, right? The first major bank explosions I remember that affected me were in March of 2006, long before Main Street knew that anything was coming. And then they rippled through, to the construction market and everything else, and all your banks start to explode right around here, right in the front end of 2007. And then people catch, something's wrong. The high of the stock market's right here in July of 2007. And we stay pretty much stagnant until the market rolls over here in the summer of, right around July, August of 2008. And when that happens, gold correlates with the pullback and the crash. So gold dumps from around 1,000 and pulls down, on 30%. So he tanks with the stock market. So most people don't actually notice gold as a safe haven either, because this entire run happens, and when they decide to look for a safe haven, gold actually correlates now with the stock market's crash. So then it bounces back. This is the low of the stock market is March 2009. So gold's in a shockwave, and once the market begins to bounce, gold bounces with it, which also then masks this piece of the move, because now the stock market's recovering with gold. Not really strongly, but enough to pretty much keep you ever from really looking at this for what it ultimately became, which was a decade-long bull market in the thing everybody said was really money, and it's the oldest money in the world, and when it happened, they weren't looking. That's the story of the psychology of how people missed a 10-year bull market in, the world's true money. And now today, they're like, gold, 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 because they all missed it.
So let me ask you this.
What's up?
When you're comparing the coverage and the sentiment around gold, versus Bitcoin, it doesn't seem similar to me, right?
Definitely not.
Because there
Definitely not.
seems to be more excitement around Bitcoin from a coverage perspective than probably there was on gold in that markup. But then
The
again,
gold coverage is all
I
mixed
have
in.
no idea.
The gold coverage is all mixed in with the housing prices. That's the problem. So you don't notice it. I have some news stories for silver and shit I can show you that they'll show you what they were saying at the time. But you have a lot of things, just like now. There's so many different factors geopolitically and things that could draw your eyes that you like don't really pay
Yeah.
attention to.
But I couldn't imagine Bitcoin going on a run like that without the attention being focused on it.
So like,
But then again, I mean, we did go from 3,000 to 14,000 in a very short period of time. And when you think about it from a major perspective, at least me personally, when I take inventory of the people that I interact with that are outside of the market, a lot of people, when you bring up Bitcoin, they're like, "Oh, wasn't that a scam?" Like they don't realize that it made that
well,
move.
it's fading from memory, right? And so I know people that like stop paying attention to Bitcoin. Oh, I'm going back in this like it's Bitcoin too.
You might as well. Like it's just the same places.
It's the same places, right?
We
It's the
know
same
what
place,
the price
right?
is where you point to it.
Right. The backbreaker move we talked about last time, like, is this move, right? That just fucking crushes people that were hodling, and everybody stops talking about it here. Everyone that had like been in touch with me, in 2017 and stuff, and checked in throughout the decline, all go dead like pretty much when you crack grandma, and then you tank into the grave, and everybody like throws up their guts. And this comeback here, yeah, anybody that you talk to literally has somehow fucking failed to have heard that it got all the way from 3,000 to 14. They somehow completely avoided knowing this happened. And when people
Right.
hit you up again, it was up here again, closing in on like 13, 14.
Oh shit! What's going on? Is this thing alive?
And then it crashed on all the people who hit us back up. So, yeah, it's actually quite funny.
So I guess it is similar when you think about it.
It's that part is right. So the news stories for gold. So I have actually some news stories that I have saved from that time period. So let's see if I can find this real quick.
Ooh,
That's the stuff I tell you. Why I keep comics. You have stuff that like. That's what you need to know. Is like,
history.
what did the people fucking think to make that fucking shitty ass choice? So this definition that's on this chart is really important. Let me get this and then we'll go find, see if I can find it. So again, what's the most important thing to understand about price? That was the original reason I brought this up, was to read this to you, right? Price is nothing more than the graph of human behavior over time. It is the consensus of what we believe we know about the fundamentals, not the fundamentals themselves. This means you have to understand the belief structure of people at a time, and not sit there and fucking pull out financial statements. The Tesla call had nothing to do with his financial statements. It had everything to do with the psychological makeup of the people who thought they knew about his financial statements. That's two totally different things. Anyway, it doesn't matter the asset class or scale of time. Humans are just really good at being humans. LOL. Remember, markets only do two things. They go up or down. That's it. It's a 1 or a 0, a binary operation, nothing more. Don't make it more complicated than it has to be. Keep it simple, stupid, and know the trend is your friend. Good luck. So this is like what price really is. This is the simplest definition I can give you of what price actually is. It's not a graph of fundamentals. That's why markets always look alike across different assets, is because it's a graph of the way people feel about shit.
It will always be the same.
Somebody could probably clip some of that somewhere, somehow. Sorry, let's see if I can find the news story thingy. One sec. I will dig this up. I have a chart for that. It's a comic. So I should check comments real quick and catch up real quick because I know I get carried away.
I think we're good.
Lily says getting you a comic for gold.
Before you go to that, also, if we get off BTC, just out of curiosity, on my stream, you said that you had noticed something while zooming out on BTC price.
Hot tips? Yeah.
No, I'm not looking for a hot
No,
tip.
no,
I'm curious as to what you saw.
Okay, I'll show you in a second. More stuff to do. See, that's why I like doing shows off the top of the dome. We go in the right places. Yeah, I'll show you something. I'll show you something cool I saw. I found it. Okay, so Let me check. Let me hot tips. Give me them hot tips. Like Ivy, give me them ribs. All right, let me catch up some of these guys. Any good questions in there? What you seen? Now it's good.
I think I asked, like I saw, we covered most of it. Pretty much.
Solar flares, damn right. Henry, respect. 1,000 plus 100 for IT issues. Damn, son. Donations for the IT fund. What you take on BTC stock flow model and Plan B? BTC stock flow model? Have to refresh me. If he's calling something that I didn't call it. Let's see. Cougar Rands. Yep. What does that mean for other assets?
Stock flow model BTC.
Gold
Stock
going.
to flow ratio.
Gold going up more doesn't mean so much to other assets. It just means something in terms of other assets. So you care what's going on with other assets too. You can't just say gold's going up, so this means X. All assets inside the basket have to be taken into account to really figure out what gold's motion means. And that's one of the things most people don't understand about talking about value. Value is governed by the rule of substitution. So it's always about assets in terms of assets, never about the USD. And most people don't understand that. So they always talk about, nominal prices in USD being overpriced or overvalued. That has shit to do with anything. Price is what you pay, value is what you get. There's a big difference in that. What does it mean? Okay, means people. Yeah, and what Kate is saying means people are taking a risk-off approach, right? Gold having any strength at all means that people are trying to avoid risk. That's but to what degree is going to be dependent on the performance of gold relative to other things that they could substitute for it. So that's a more complete definition. RG Estate, respect on bids, homie. You can clear. Yeah, sequencing, right? That's the right answer. Too high to buy. Yep, very true. See, Peter Arb. Okay. It all went from the tech boom to gold. Crazy, right? Yeah, and remember I'd shown you a basket of crash cycles of world markets, and they kind of crash into each other. You have to see that. Like I can find that one too. See, this is good. We have some cool shit to cover. I'll bring that one up in a minute. That's an oldie but a goodie from 2014. Right, very beautifully connected when you start to see it. I remember the dump during Nebula. I remember that dump during Nebula. Yep. Keep messaging me after. You know it. Oh, cool. Thanks, Henry, for the clip. What did they write me here? Stock to flow ratio. What is that? I don't remember anything called that in the fucking last show.
Maybe it was it was like an oscillator that she brought up. I forgot what it's called.
Was it an oscillator I brought up? Really?
No, it was was it did it have to do with debt? I think it was the debt. I was thinking of debt.
Yeah, I don't know any stock flow model he's talking about. What that is? I'll have to look into that. Well, if some filmmaker wants to do my show, that'd be awesome. But for right now, this is just some fun we have when we're not running channels for trading. And it's fun for you guys to learn from it. I don't use a stock to flow model.
The yield curve? No, they're talking about something else.
I don't use that model in BTC, so I don't really care. Yeah, you want to use that on BTC? I don't use that, so I can't talk about it.
Here, it's in my Discord in general. Someone just posted what he's talking about.
Okay, well, it's nothing I use, so Ask whoever uses that about that model. Nothing I use at all. Yeah, I don't know what the hell that is. Does it matter? Does the guy who uses that, is he accurate? Who cares? I don't use it. What I use is a bit more accurate than any of that crap. I don't know what that is. Not important. Alright, so I'm all caught up. Let's see. So I use the behavioral model. That's all I care about. So this is this I have to go digging for this because I'm old enough that these news stories and clips aren't all available on YouTube like things are today. So it's pretty fucked up because I every CNBC clip's not like saved anymore by people. Back in like this time period, people didn't save shit. So this is the only place I can find it. But
Look at those links. That's old school.
Right, like to find stuff, I was like trying to hunt these down. So this quote is not said in 2011. It's said right here. What's going on with my chart? Stop it. It said right here in the back end of 2001 into 2002, right when gold hits 300. Bob Pisani is on TV, and this quote, he says it from the New York Stock Exchange. So look where this is, right? Let me get the gold chart on the other screen so I can switch back and forth. You have to fucking get real perspective on this because one of the things is that the anchors are not supposed to give you market directional advice. They're supposed to always outsource that to an expert who, is regulated to say X, Y, and Z. But at this one point, this commentator said something that stuck out. And like I said, the dude who trained me is like, he's not allowed to say that. And I'm like, what? And he's like, he's telling you specifically like a market direction on fucking gold. He's like, he's not allowed to say that. And it stuck out like a sore thumb. I did not spoken to an expert. He just voluntarily told you, trust me, folks, gold is going nowhere. And,
Trust me.
And it was like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. It's like the fucking anchor said it. Like he didn't get a fucking analyst from some firm to say it. He said it himself. It's right here. It's going to the end of 2002, right when gold is coming up to crack 300. People are talking about could gold really recover, and he comes out and does the ultra FUD and just says, "Trust me, folks, gold's going nowhere," and that's it. So you gotta look at where that's at, right? Oh wait, I haven't switched cameras. Hold on.
I can see the chart. You have the chart up right now.
I do?
Yeah, and I can see it. It's circled.
Oh yeah, no, I'm on this one. So it's right here. Right here is where he says it. In this shockwave. Look at when, like, just try to imagine that. That's been 22 years since the fucking 800 mark. Dudes who own this fucking coin from back then are on fucking respirators. And then the fucking TV station that has 90% of the viewing audience tells them directly it's not going to fucking move. That's what's and then you go into the housing boom. So like I said, no one thinks this is possible, and then there's a boom in something everyone can see, which is their homes. So it like just completely mind fucks you out of the whole front end of the boom. And so stocks right here, right? That's what I overlaid. The Dow Jones, stock assets are correlated to real estate assets, just another risk asset. And so stocks begin to boom with real estate boom, and that hides the whole gold boom. See it? So when the housing crash happens, the gold crash happens with it, but not as bad, and gold recovers. So gold's entire 10-year bull is hidden by the housing boom, and then the recovery under Obama hides the back leg. So the whole decade-long gold boom happens pretty much in stealth. The bit of news that you're seeing for it, right, you get this major FUD in the front end. At the top of it, you get the fucking story you all know. Fucking China's buying gold. It's always fucking China that's always doing shit. It's the craziest thing on the planet. And that's, guess who? It's the same guy. It's Bob Pisani again. It's the dude who fucking told you it wasn't going anywhere at 300. Literally, I have him on both ends. He's in the wicks at 1900, and he's in the weeds at 300.
More than a decade later, he comes back.
It's him again on both ends. I saw this when it happened live. I'm like, you've got to be fucking kidding. Because that's why I was able to call the fucking top of it. I saw that article when it came out in real time. That's why right here I posted it. I'll go ahead and call it right now. Gold has on a sustainable parabolic move on monthly charts. It's dead right there, August 27, 2011. It's a dead top of gold. and the Dow is going to go fucking apeshit, which it is. That gold, that's the same day right there, both of those. And the Dow just leaves the building, and fucking that's the end of gold. He literally fucked the entire country from bottom to top a decade later, bro. 2002, right up to the top of 2011. So that's a news flow, you know. That's what the media is doing to the crowd, and then they've got distractions with the housing boom, crash, and recovery. You can't even pay attention. Then you have this thing over here. Wait, where is it? You guys remember this, right? Charlie Bubble.
Robert pissed his pants. Pisani.
Uh-oh. Don't die.
We're good.
Something's... You see it, right?
Alright.
Hold on, something's wrong.
That was scary.
Yeah, something's happening. There it is. This is silver. Silver in the same year tops out in April, not August. He tops out before it. So I saved these news stories too. And you see it, right? Gold and silver making new moves as China's been the fucking FUD forever. In every market. They're always doing something you're not sure about, and it's fucking boo China. Makes fresh noise about dumping the dollar. You guys see how long they've been talking about the US dollar is going to die? It's been an ongoing theme forever. And that nonsense has been used to FUD people about the fucking collapse of the United States for as long as I've been in markets. It's always about to die. Always. Look at this story. The US Mint is out of silver. Oh my god. Can you imagine? The US Mint has officially run out of this metal on planet fucking Earth.
Why would the price go down if that was the case?
Wait for it. What's the next story? Hey, they ran out again?
Wouldn't that make it more scarce?
They're just fucking with you, man.
Yeah, they're just talking shit.
They ran out of it here and ran back out of it again. Well, when did you get more of it between this point and this point? It was crashing when you ran out of it.
They
This
think
fool.
just say anything.
Don't you see this? This is just like fucking China's gonna dump the dollar. China's gonna dump the dollar. Bitcoin's gonna fucking beat the bankers. Bitcoin's gonna beat the bankers. When did that happen? It hasn't happened once you said it. And you keep saying it, motherfucker. First time I listened to you, you know what? That's your fault. If I listen to you again, it's my fault. When you look at this shit, look at this. What the hell is that? Exactly, right. The silver is out. There's no more silver on planet fucking Earth. Crash. So China's supposed to be abandoning the United States dollar, and fucking the United States Mint has officially run out of fucking silver, and both of them fucking kill you. Right, and when it was a good idea, trust me folks, gold is going nowhere. Markets are made on the backs of the dead bodies of those too ignorant to get out of the way of their own biases. This is a graph of belief. It's not a graph of your ideas about fundamentals. That's what people don't want to understand. They keep looking at the books like, well, there's only so much metal left in the ground, so it should be 1465. No, dude, that's not how the fuck it works. Nothing to do with it. Spec Roland, thanks for 200 bits. Yeah, it's just not how it works. So this is the best thing I can show you. Tarot Cat in the house. Shout out for some bits. So we're on the silver chart. So it's good shit, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So read the bottom chart, right? Does the media play a role in the crash cycle? You bet your sweet ass.
Ow.
Right. So it's like fucking flagrant. You can't miss this shit. Not again. Say it ain't so. With most silver. Silver shortage.
Where did it go?
Silver is more fucking scarce than gold. What are you kidding right now? It should be fucking 9 million. But yeah, this is perception on a graph, and this is where it comes from. That's why we talked about Schiller, because that's how people get fucked by that guy, right? Where's his graph? Oh, I didn't put it up.
There's somebody for every asset.
There's an opinion for every asshole. Yeah, it's basically the same thing.
Every asshole has one. I mean, asset.
Same difference.
Yeah.
So, what do you guys think of that Schiller comic we made live on the last show? Pretty fucking funny, but you're starting to see now as we go through this the difference, where the different crowd psychologies are coming from. You know, gold, now you see a version of what Schiller did to everybody in the United States with the stock market. What's happening? Angry bitch spill?
No, there's a fucking centipede up in here.
That's pretty random.
Scared the hell out of me.
I wouldn't guess that at all.
I'm too lazy to kill it. That's like back when I lived in Brooklyn. I had mice, and you know, I was too lazy to do anything about it. I'd be laying in bed like 2 in the morning. I hear the noise. These motherfucking mice again.
Yo, how are you sleeping with mice, son?
I was high.
Oh
You
my
know,
God.
it didn't work. and like I would have like plastic bags like on the floor, and the mice would get in the bag and start moving the bag around. So that was what really bothered me, was the noise of the bag moving. And I went and bought some glue traps, right? And like I would hear the bag moving, I'd run, go get the glue trap, and throw it at the mouse. And sometimes I would catch him, like snare him, like throwing a glue trap, and the mouse gets stuck to the glue trap, and then I throw him off the roof of the building. Like, let that be a lesson.
Jesus Christ. You know, we need to have a show that's just your crazy fucking anecdotes. Like, the fuck? I can't even go on with this fucking analysis bullshit anymore after what I'm listening to. You're fucking murdering mice with glue traps and shit, where you're like pretending you're fucking scorpion and shit, and like, get over here, and throwing the bitch off the fucking roof. What the fuck?
If I had a glue trap, I'd get him right now. Like, ha!
ASPCA in the building. Dude, how much more crazy shit you gonna confess to? What the fuck is wrong with you, bro? Oh my god. Alright, well, so, I'm supposed to segue from that back into fucking like Schiller.
Peanut butter.
What are you doing to me?
I just throw them. I don't wait for them to step on it. I don't have patience. Like,
So you fling them off, like you make sure they fucking can see their death coming and everything?
yeah, I'm like, yep. You see what happens when you wake me up at 3 in the morning with a plastic bag on the floor? Fuck you. This
Why-
is what happens now.
Why don't you
And
catch
I
like,
throw them off the building frisbee. Like, whee!
why don't you catch like a couple of them, make a couple of their friends watch it too, you gruesome motherfucker?
That's like basically what I did. Because it was usually like 2 or 3.
Jesus.
And like, if it was during the night and I was chilling, like I would just put my Timbs on, Like, all right, I'm safe. I'm not fucking with them. But like 3:30 in the morning, they start moving that bag. Oh yeah, somebody gotta go. Somebody gonna die. That's how I did
Damn.
it.
Didn't see all these Jezebel respect, girl. I see you flinging bits at me. I feel like I gotta take something off. Bodak, Jezebel again. Damn, Gappa. It's been raining in that channel. Fuck, I wish I could hear the sounds. Shaz, 200 bits. You guys are balling. Appreciate y'all. Henry with the
They're going
1,000.
back and forth. Peter Arb and Henry going.
Oh shit, Peter Arb.
They're going bit for bit right now.
Oh, Arb took his number one spot back. That's what's up. 500 bits.
Hey.
Guys are fucking going crazy. So
he's out of bits.
Henry couldn't have it for even a minute.
Yeah, Peter got him.
That's fucking funny. So let me see, what screen am I on here?
Right now I have the camera.
Okay.
Just the
there we
camera view.
There's Schiller. So, right. Schiller. This motherfucker. This is the same thing as, the Pisani thing, the redirection and widely disseminated amount of information to a huge crowd. That's not valuable because of that very metric. What Schiller does is he repeats the lie all the fucking way up, and just, in order to protect his fucking credentials and his credibility that he's the guy who can call big bubbles, he gets caught up in that and continues to do it. A lot of people are like, is he doing this on purpose? This guy's a professor at Yale. This only makes him like an ass. Like, I hope his students fucking see this and take it and shove it up his fucking ass in class every goddamn day he comes to talk about his economic bullshit. This guy's just stupid. That's all. And he gets the benefit of something that most the rest of us can't, which is a privileged position. He's wrong. That's it. If this guy was fucking a homeless guy in the street, or the dude who won the Nobel Prize, this answers crap out of either messenger. If you value the message over the messenger, this is dog shit only. There isn't a way to explain your way out of it. There's only 2 fucking choices, and you made the wrong one for 7 straight years. Fuck you. Fuck you and your Nobel Prize. Fuck you only in your Yale classroom. Fuck you right up your fucking keister with an eggplant. Fuck you. If more people were fucking like just held a motherfucker accountable like this, he couldn't get to keep doing this for fucking years. You know how many people fucking listen to this asshole and are fucking worse off for it?
They don't research his past calls. It's just like, oh, this guy seems intelligent. Shit, I'm scared.
Right. That's why.
Not like I'm not doing anything.
That's why I fucking put this guy on the fucking.
Sell everything, Nancy. Like, go sell it now. Robert Schiller told me.
Right. That's why I put this guy in here. Like, bro, he's on the bottom and the top. Like, nobody should let you get away with this shit. I wish I
How
still.
many times did you wrong?
I wish he still had the clip for how smug the expression in his face was. It was one of those looks where you're like, dude, I know you're lying. I know you just lied to me kind of look. You know, he had a smirk underneath his... You remember that video I showed you of him saying, he's the guy in the video who said the fucking futures market was designed to basically get control of runaway commodities. Remember the video I dropped into the dojo?
Yeah.
That's him. That's Bob. That's the same guy who told you the futures are designed to fuck you in the ass.
Yep.
He's the same guy who fucked you in the ass over here for a decade in gold. That dude's like legendary for that shit. He knows the game. He's not accidentally doing it. That dude totally knows what he's fucking saying.
They couldn't intentionally be right that often if they wanted to.
No, he's a commentator, but he knows what he's talking about. He knows that the CME was coming in with that product, and it was only that product coming to market. No ether, no nothing else. It was strictly to fucking counterparty everybody that was FOMO at that moment. It was a fucking $600 billion trade. It was worth it.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, but so you see stuff like this. This is like what I say, like, you know, good TA starts with being a good historian, is like, you need to understand the mechanism that gets so many people to fuck up. Because nobody really asks the why of it all. They kind of just explain it away so they don't have to accept the fact that they made a mistake. And in doing so, they never dig deep enough to see what fucking happens. This is what's happening to you. This right here. This right here. This is what makes a bull trend. Is some fuckface you trust telling a huge audience of people the wrong shit so you can kill their asses along the ride. I'm trying to show you what a trend structure is built on. It's built like this. Take all the optimistic bullshit in your head out. This is why most people lose. It's the only way it could ever fucking happen. Who would ever lose to everybody in this thing unless you could get everyone to get the fuck out of the way? If you're all in it, there's no one to sell it to. You have to fucking lose. This is like the only way it can work. That's why the whole crowd's always on the wrong side. Because the dumb fuckers that you leave all around you, like you do in CT, that you enable to sit there and come back and lie to you. It's the crowd that enables the poison. If the crowd didn't sit there like a bunch of fucking sheep, he couldn't come back twice. And neither could any of the OGs in CT who keep burying people with alt season every 5 fucking seconds. They couldn't do it.
It's the same exact thing.
So the crowd is
and
the
a lot
fucking...
of those counts get the biggest interaction too.
Right, but that crowd is their own poison. They elevate the shit that kills them. That this guy couldn't be here. That's why you see every time they introduce this dude, what does it say? I think I might have cropped it out.
Peace. Nobel Prize winner.
Right. No. You know, don't we always used to call people like as a condescending insult? You're a fucking Nobel Prize winner, right? Like that's this guy's literally that fucking joke, right? Nobel Prize winning bullshit. You know,
you are.
It's just insane. Recession likely years away due to bullish Trump effect. Okay, I'll ask you another thing, right? Just like when we read the article about the chick who brought Libra to the market, and we looked at the article and we're like, okay, if we really look at this article, this woman's got no credentials to be talking about shit. Anybody know basic economics? Tell me what the fuck economic principle he has just stated in this sentence to explain away 7 years of dumb fuckery. Recession likely years away due to bullish Trump effect? Is that Keynesian fucking economics?
Nobel Prize winner, Schiller says. And look at that look.
I have no fucking idea how in the hell it got here, so fuck it. This is popular on the news. Trump effect. What the fuck economic principle is fucking keep employing at all-time highs after 7 years of fucking mispriced bullshit because the price-earnings ratios and the fucking blah, blah, blah and unsustainable fucking interest rates and horse shit? Now it's the bullish Trump effect? What chapter is that in, you fucking piece of shit? The chapter 6?
Who's he talking to? He's talking to people's bias as well, too.
Right. He has no idea. If you actually even thought of this last statement, he's just lying to you. He has no idea. And then you hide it with Nobel Prize winner. Says absolutely fucking butt kiss about anything you care about. And you're dumb enough to fucking listen again to this motherfucker.
Yikes.
That's how you get lied to, because most people sit there and let people lie to them and don't do anything. If you just read this your fucking self, like read it. What chapter is that in? Go ahead. That's a really serious question from a guy who understands economics.
Pull it out of his booty hole.
Where the fuck is that? Oh, is that what's going on in the geopolitical landscape right now and affecting the macroeconomy? You know, supply and demand. What's going on with their exports right now? Is that it's the bullish Trump effect? Well, who the fuck knew?
Ooh, good call, Don. Look at the Yale in the background too.
What?
In the background, it
Oh,
says
right.
Yale School of Management.
Right, it's everything in the world to make you say I'm trustworthy, but if you really look at the substance of what fucking fell out of his fucking anus on his face right here, it's garbage. This is not economic anything. This is populist dumb shit for people who don't understand economics and believable to a jackass who's like fucking never fucking seen a book about financial markets in his life. This is who that's for. This is your Yale professor telling you something that absolutely plays down to the fact that you don't know that you're too stupid to catch it. I'm a scathing fucking, report on fucking lies on the media. Yeah, I'm being as hard as I can because you don't have context of exactly what load of shit he's telling you and knows he's doing it if he's a Yale professor in economics. He knows he has no idea and you'll believe that because of who he is. He has no idea. And that's every fucking way you see in the markets running people off a cliff. That's constantly what's going on. And no one takes the word, 5 seconds says, let me just check what this fucker said last time. Okay, not so good. Not so good neither. The fuck is going on here? Fucking just call him out. Just check him. This isn't me being a dickhead. This is him being a dickhead and me catching him. Case of the shills. So, that's how bias gets installed anyway. So, good shit. Let's see. That's the gold one I said I had for you. Okay, so you want to know what I saw that I thought I saw again. I've got to kind of do some things before I fucking say I for sure see it, but I see a structure that looks familiar.
Oh.
Let's see. Oh, something's fucking doing crazy noises. Alright, there it goes. Alright, let's look at this thing. I got a lot of drawings in here, so this could become a bit tedious. Oh, I'm on the wrong screen. Alright. One sec, let's see if I can find it. Where are you? It's the one I took on CNBC.
Yeah, Thomas Lee, another guy that they always put on. Yeah, just rewind to like August when BTC was at 12. Like, look for any news from that week in August where BTC was, it had pumped up from plebby jack like 9,400 to 12.3. And look at the narratives that they were pushing that week. Just because the stock market happened to pull back by a couple percentages, everybody was like, BTC, safe haven. It's against the China currency battle. People are fleeing to BTC. And like they beat you over the head with that shit every day. And I'm like, okay. Like why is all of a sudden everybody saying this? And it's been in a downtrend continually.
So, okay. Huh. It looks close. Let's see. It's the same thing as Tesla last week. Let's see. Okay. I even have the same colored line on it. I love purple. Alright, I see what I'm looking for. Itches in the wrong place. Ah! This mask kicks my ass, boy. Alright. So much more painful than my other mask. Alright, so let me switch back and forth here. So look on my screen. Derp. Duh, I know you are. So, box range it. Flag, low. Yeah, holy shit, I see it. This is cool. Alright, so let me get a big white line to outline it. I know it's gonna look really crude for a second, just give me a second. Seems very basic, I know. Let's make you white. Alright, just look, right? Look at the pleb shockwave where he is. Look at the down angle on the entire structure. Look at the up angle on the main shockwave of this flag up here before he breaks down, right? And now look over. Come on, change. Bottom left. See it? Structurally really similar. You see it?
Yeah.
That purple area would be close to being down in this breakdown, right? This breakdown of the high shockwave, the really symmetric part of, you know, the triangle people drew that killed them here. This wave down here would be what you're dealing with right now, and that wave down collapses to the back end of the formation. It collapses to the most recent structure that was the high. So it collapses into the range of it. See it? This one collapsed through it. This one collapsed to it. You got a version of it though. But yeah, you got like a high symmetric, you know, geometric wedge that forms here, collapses and looks like a breakdown in one resolution, but survives structurally with the fucking, you know, the area before it. If he turns back up, same thing. See this DSS box? It's playable. Whoops. It's the same thing, you know. We'd want to.
Is there any way for you to put those stacked up side to side?
I gotta scale it to move it around like that. That's an image. That's not a chart. So I'd have to. That structure is off of BTC from what era? It's 2017. So that's 3,000 BTC. I have to go pluck it out and look at it. But yeah, just like I said, you know, this is what I said on the show. This fundamentally up here, this box range up here, if you're trying to have a bullish case with what BTC is doing, you get that right in the center. Stop moving around, motherfucker. See, he violates the angle, same purple angle he violates here.
Right.
Come on, right here, right? He violates that angle. Climax is lower. And remember what I said in this, right? All you have to do is wait for him to take out the angle first. You get way better risk rewards on the other side of the angle than you will bottom fishing this thing. In case this fucking just kept on crashing and the gold fractal deviated, this could be like, god damn it. This could be a career-ending mistake to hunt this. If this actually fucking violated the gold fractal and you kept on trying to fish it, it could be a career-ending mistake to not play the directionality of the trend structure he's giving you. The safer place is, you know, that's why I told you, let this structure take out the angle, and he does, you have a whole different, you know, playing field to look at. You know, when he did it, you could play all kinds of things as he fucking arced it back out to take all-time highs. The entire structure to reverse things, to clear the angle, takes time. It has a duration to it, which is what we were looking at on that purple range. We were trying to make sure that, you know, what he was going to do next, and then see if he gave us a tell on the bigger structure with that angle. So in this situation, it's still true. You know, whatever he's going to do, you could ultimately let him get through here and do something over here before you ever worried about it. You know, and he's going to have a chance to probably shockwave at some box similar to the one I made in that chart, right up in Roger's ass, is where he should probably shockwave if he does it. That would be the place. Let me get this wave off of here. So that, you see though, structurally it's quite similar. Not exactly. It's probably closer in structure to the fractal formation 1 that's in the bottom left chart right here. This bottom left one, it's probably closer to him structurally. But yeah, when you see this, right, up until this point where this wedge narrows, people basically, right here is like Armageddon. And this is where fucking sentiment goes off a cliff. And this is basically what allows you to have a higher high, is that the whole crowd fucking basically flips and goes, you know what, it is over. And that allows a market for perception. So you don't really have to run in front of this though, because if it doesn't stop and it keeps unfolding, it's going to murder you. Safer place is to let it clear the angle and just play on the other side of it. You have
I
time.
think that was the B cash fork, wasn't it?
No. This is summer 2017. No. This is long.
Right. So yeah, the B cash fork happened.
It happens right here. Yeah, I know, but it happens back here. This entire collapse is happening in July. Like it climaxes in June, and it shockwaves the whole summer out. So this isn't really to do with B cash here, where this fucking breaks down like that. B cash arrives right here in August. You just had a solid push in the first half of the year that stalled. Remember when I called altcoin winter? It was June 13th, 2017. So there was an internal rotation in the market, and BTC like went flat, and a whole bunch of shitcoins went off a cliff at the same time. So then BCH popped up. But yeah, that looks a lot like it. So all I can tell you is that if it is the same kind of structure to take out the shockwave that's going on now, and if the gold fractal is still intact, he can hold very close to the range that you saw in the Coinbase chart. But like I said, right? Look at the amount of time that happens from the climax low to when you actually want to fuck with it. He could chop you up even still after the climax comes in. You let him get through the angle and play him on that side of it, you're going to have a lot more confirmation that the structure is reversing and it's finding its chance to go back higher again. That's the same thing I told people down the bottom, right? Remember where the low came in versus when you had to really fucking make a move on it, or where it was safe to make a move? There's a big span of time between that. And psychologically, fear of missing out makes you think that there's going to be one candle and BTC will be 100,000 and you'll miss it all. It's not how it really works. Like, patience is a virtue for a reason. That saying means a lot in markets. So, let it find its lows. If it's going to be bullish, give yourself time and make a plan around it. But you don't really have to fucking run in front of the train at all. So that's probably our most in-depth BTC coverage ever, don't you think?
Yep. It's crazy because I would guess about 10 people got ejected from the stream due to our technical difficulties, but they just weren't meant to see that.
Oh man, the audio shit was fucking ridiculous, bro. I'm fucking so annoyed at that. So
this is dope though. I'm into this. I mean, it's really cool to see that
you're a shitcoin addict. We could have called this show Crypto Rehab, and for good reason. Bunch of shitcoin addicts. So let me get I wanted to get the LTC chart up here too, because we've done some annotations on that guy. Let me catch up with whatever has been said in here real quick. You see those good questions? What's up? Been live for like an hour. So how's your runtime? So yeah, KJ's like, we gotta stop becoming RektHours.
I think it's enough. It's enough already. My ears are telling me it's time.
Yeah, my ears are fucking numb. But I'm just getting started. That's the thing. Like right when I'm just getting started, like we're always done. So that's why I go longer. But KJ says we can't be RektHours anymore. We have to be the RektHour, and it's because we're doing false advertising. So I guess I can't keep telling you guys all kinds of fun charting stuff because KJ's a spoil sport.
Yeah, they're just gonna have to tune in next time. That's it.
So let me just catch up with what was said from everybody. Holy cow. Dude, I would love to see somebody take a video of his students gotching his ass with this comic strip. He'd never get out from under it, bro. He'd just be wrecked. Smooth as fast. Thanks for the bits, homie. Henry again. Goddamn. Are you guys still fighting out up there, or is that old? No, Henry has taken #1 spot again.
Henry,
you guys are fucking fighting.
He's taking firm control of the lead.
You guys. I thought you said he's taking firm control of the weed. I'm like, what? Like, nuh-uh.
Yeah.
No, that motherfucker doesn't smoke. Let's see. Trump is bullish. Peddling. He's peddling horse shit. Yep, 100%.
It's okay to go to bed. Can't check. Keep going, guys. Basically.
What?
Bob Deck 17 says go long. It's okay to go to bed. You can't check.
They trust the perceived authority. It's a Jedi mind trick. Yep, works on plebs. Yeah, Tower Cat. That's funny. Cream of the crop is as wrong as anybody who doesn't have any education about markets. Early bird suit check. White suit Nobel 20 years. Ivy Tower School garbage. And folks pay for that guy, right? You imagine, you know what it costs to go to fucking Yale? People are paying top dollar to let that guy tell them just absolute rubbish that you can see like in the real world is tested and proven to be crap. Right, and everybody does that, Winter Trader. Everybody believes in the authority figure. Like, people are always looking for, confirmation. And it comes from, like, the way we grow up. You grow up your whole childhood looking for your parents or your friends or your family to reassure you that the decisions you're making are correct. The problem is that many people never wean off of that and learn how to become their own person where they have conviction in their own decision making. Most people still want to offload responsibility to somebody else they trust, and so that gets you into all kinds of shit. One of the reasons that we tell you no hot tips is that we make you do a little bit of homework so you start to get used to getting the answer yourself and learning how to rationalize it so that you can't be misled by some fucking, lunatic in a fucking mask or a guy from Yale. Either one. That you yourself own your decision making and nobody else does, your wins and your losses. If you don't, you will have a hard time making course corrections. You just always have somebody else to blame, and that's, like what Steve Jobs said, you live a life trapped in the dogmatic views of others. It's not a life at all worth living.
Clip that shit. Clip it.
Who's more foolish, the fool or the fool who follows him? Bingo. Like that.
BTC Booger.
Can't see the mouse if you're moving it. Okay, I need to know that. Fuck. Okay, whenever that happens, I'll get a pointer next time. Sometimes the mouse disappears. I fucking hate that. I'm waiting to invade Rogers. Everyone's waiting to invade Rogers' ass. I'm gonna have to give Roger a shout. Okay, I've been having a lot of usage of his ass without his permission. I'm gonna have to have a chat with him. That doesn't sound good at all. Thanks, Gappa. Huh?
Roger's gonna DM me.
Roger's gonna be like, dude, I thought we were cool. What the fuck is this shit on here?
Matching the issue of my ass.
If anyone sent it to him, he's gonna be like, bro, I thought we were cool. What the fuck is he even doing with this shit? He's like, this is not helping my BCH brand. No hard feelings, Roger. It's all in good fun. You wanted sweet revenge on crypto for shitting on you. You've been shitting all over their face all day on my wall, so don't worry, homie. Stop talking about my audio, Henry. Stop hating. I got dirt on you.
Tweet and tag Roger.
Alright, Bodeg. See ya. Oh, BTC Booger. Mad singles with a 50 on top. Oh, wait. I didn't even get to 50. Just the singles. Damn, son. Hey. Where's that line from? What hip-hop song is that line from?
Which one? Do it again.
Mad singles with a 50 on top. L got the city on lock.
I don't know.
I missed the word out of there. It was Big L.
Oh, there you go.
That's before your time.
Classic.
Before you knew
I know plenty about Big L.
That's before you understood hip-hop when you was just a wee little lass.
Nah, man. Put Big L in a dumpster. Big L is a legend. I remember hearing there was a freestyle with Big L and Jay-Z. That was dope.
ALSCZ, 1,000 bits plus 100. Respect, thanks for the shout out. Ferdinand Bull, also respect on the bit. BTC Booger threw me a single bit. I shall buy a smoothie. I'm not sure what actually is worth, but helping raise your daughter. You don't want me helping raise your kids, boy. Where'd you learn that? Some guy in a mask on the internet my dad introduced me to. Yep, alright. DCF. Legit, wanted to tweet and tag Roger. No, do not tweet and tag Roger's ass. One-on-one. Cinnamon chat cluster. Vicky's on my fucking, my non-gluten based snacks. That's funny. That's right, you could also learn something about... Huh? Yeah, casualties of the dice game. You looked it up. Yeah, that's right.
Throw your hands up. Throw your hands up. Yeah, that shit was hard.
If y'all never heard one of the fucking Fires rap songs that put all this shit that all these multicolored motherfucking rappers are doing right now, Listen to Big L, Casualties of the Dice Game. That is one of the firest story rhymes ever. Yep.
Yes.
And the legendary story rhymes of
that whole album is fire. If
the
you
whole
haven't
album.
listen to the whole
Right.
thing. That's an album you just listen to the whole thing.
Flamboyant for life. That shit, the whole shit's fire.
Flamboyant.
But rappers who could tell a story with like ridiculous rhymes, like were Tupac, Biggie, Big L. Those guys are legend, and Eminem, of course. The baddest storyteller rhymers that you've ever heard put some shit together that you cannot believe.
Yeah. See, the thing about Pac, guys like Pac and Big L, you can't find a whack song. They don't have one. Because anytime they put bars down, it was always dope. I always like MVP.
Big Picture,
MVP
right?
was dope.
Right. And what was the one he had with some real ultra white guys?
Ebonics.
Right.
Sample Ebonics is dope.
The Ebonics, the translations are that's one of the firest tracks. Yep, that's one of my favorites. And then he's got the Tupac song on Deadly Combinations.
Yeah, Deadly Combination, classic.
Fucking fire.
Everything on that album is dope. I like
insane.
Platinum Plus with Big Daddy Kane.
Rakim, Big Daddy Kane. Yeah, he had a couple old guys on there. Rakim all day. That's one of the baddest lyricists there was. You're right. I left him out. More money, more problems. That is not the best song you could have pulled up for fucking Notorious B.I.G. More money, more problems. Really? That's.
I mean, I got a story to tell. That's a great story.
That's one where he's banging the NBA star's wife. Yeah, that's probably one of the flyest beats he ever had. We gotta have a hip hop review show.
My face.
So let me do. I'm gonna do LTC and some shit coins and close it.
I don't want to kill this man, but I can and I will though. I'm trying to chill though.
The situation looking kind of ill, yo.
Came to me like this song I wrote. Yeah, Biggie is nice too. Can't sleep on Big. I'm mad you left him out.
I didn't sleep on Big. I named him in that.
You said Eminem before you said Biggie though. Peep it.
No, I said.
Hey,
we got the clip.
of course.
This is
Eminem is nice though. You can't. You ever heard the one with Soul Calibur in the background? I puke eater to freak you. Battle, I'm too eater to speak to. See the key to defeat you. That shit is hard.
So much good shit.
Royce the 5'9" is on that too.
I don't think I know that one. I was top of my head.
Oh, yo, you gotta hear that. That's a classic. It's called Hellbound.
Oh,
Hellbound.
Royce the 5'9". Yeah, Royce is fast. Was fat. All right. I think we're gonna get done here. Let me do some things. Computer's telling me. I already played the clip for you for the Tesla thing. Get that going. Got Shill in the background. So this is Litecoin. We've been tracking him for multiple shows, all the way up, all the way down. And like we talked about, remember, we had this key level here. This was the last major supporting level that when LTC cracked him, he flipped over, and we started to watch him cascade downwards through it. And like I told you, like this was to be suspect, right? This was very much another bear flag. And it could wave down again. So he's just continuing the trend. And you see, this is what trends are, right? They are shockwaves in series. So identify the trend, and you have multiple opportunities along the trend structure to do the same thing over and over in either direction. But this is like it's not the cleanest drawing I've ever made, but it really, each circle should give you an idea like how organized price actually is, versus what you're thinking in your head it is.
In your head, you're thinking it of like that one thing that went straight up, and
right.
Even that thing didn't do that,
That's how it moves,
Rare. This is the majority of how it behaves.
Right, yes. Price trends down. Transition.
Seeing these visuals is really, like, for me personally, it's made me way more patient.
Right, you have so much time on this, whatever.
It's always gonna revisit that low, and if you missed it and you try to chase it, that's when you get wrecked.
Like look at the eggplant coming down, the banana going up, right? Like it's just a series of shockwaves, a transition, a series of shockwaves, a transition, a series of shockwaves. That's price when you organize it, or at least if you understand that it's a repetitive structure and it's doing this all the time in every single time increments. It doesn't matter that I'm on daily or if you're in 1 minute. This is all price can do to move because it's a graph of our collective perceptions. And that's what every shockwave is a local monopoly of our belief structures. and the imbalance of which can be marked out. What's
The
up?
crazy thing is when you have access to like something like Twitter, um, at the top and the bottom of each of these moves and waves, you also can see like the sentiment of the people playing it, and it's like super interesting to pay attention to.
Right.
Like you have these the same thing. It becomes redundant with just different players, or sometimes the same repeat offender over and over.
Yeah, you can the key thing to take away from this is you can be truly patient, right? LTC is not leaving you, and that means the bulk of shitcoins aren't leaving you either. When you look at this guy, you can see. Look at that crazy noise.
I don't know.
Hold on. So I'll overlay
The
it back.
centipede.
It's a centipede on the microphone.
The centipede style. Try my centipede style. Cha cha cha.
Yeah, I think Carl was ready to say "fuck you" to me in a second here.
Toad style.
So I'm gonna finish with the basket overlay. And any second. So those are shitcoins by market cap. Remember I said that. So big caps are red, and they look like LTC. This is the problem. You know what Chainlink is doing bucks the trend of what's really going on. But you have an altcoin bear market, and you need them to stabilize. I'll leave the drawings off just for the sake of being able to see it. This is really what most of your market looks like, and to have to go and find Chainlink out of the sea of shitcoins isn't your easiest money, no matter how good Chainlink looks. Like, money's made by just movement and price. So do things have to go quote unquote up for you to make money when all you trade is really one asset's relationship to another? You know, how do you even define up with that? Is it just a matter of the way you quote it? The reality is that I think people are very myopic and have a very, very narrow focus to how they look at price. And there has been a massive opportunity to play fucking shitcoins the entire time this collapse has gone the other way. You know, it's not one direction to make money. So
exactly, you could have picked 9 out of 10 coins and shorted them and got the same result as finding Litecoin out of 1,000.
right, exactly, or Chainlink or whatever. Right,
That's what I meant. Chainlink.
Right,
Yeah.
you didn't have to go fucking hunt for Chainlink. The easier money was all the other guys that fucking died and didn't do what Chainlink did. So, you know, food for thought. Patience is king in markets, and like we showed you with this thing, it's probably look ridiculous, but you know, you have time yet. So just like in these points, right? This transition point, you had time. This markup, you had multiple plays you could make, and this pullback also, even from here, right? We waited from this entire point, from the high gets put in over here at what? June 9th, that area, it doesn't collapse and break down until after like July. And from July on, you have a series of great plays you can make till we're here in fucking October. You don't have to be in the top or bottoms of this thing. You just need the meat of the move, you know, what's circled in yellow. You just need the middle range. These endpoints, if you know what you're doing, you can, you know, hunt inside those areas and make plays. But really and truly, once the trend proves itself, price in motion is more likely to stay in motion. It's kind of like inertia, you know. An object in motion tends to stay in motion. This same thing is true about price. The statistical chance of finding the endpoint of a series of bars like this isn't likely. So once you can actually define the fact that you're in motion, it's to your benefit to play that because of the sheer fact that you cannot, that it's statistically implausible for you to locate the last bar repeatedly in trends and make a career out of that. So food for thought. That's a show. So you guys got any final comments or anything like that? Hope you guys learned a lot.
My ears are telling me no. But my body telling me no. Shut it down.
Probably seen LTC. Oh my god.
I don't wanna hurt nobody, but you better sub to our streams.
Nas Illmatic, yep, that was fire. Scarface. Scarface is hot. He ain't one of the biggest lyricists, but he's good.
Scarface, classic. Ghetto Boys. Down south shit right there.
DVMEs. Yep, you're welcome. Liquefied. See me some vids. There's my son. Respect.
Oh,
That's what's up.
thanks for tuning in, everybody.
I'm almost positive you're supposed to be in bed, but it's all good. Respect, son. Thanks for checking out the stream. All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned a lot. Tune in again. We're throwing out a lot of content. Make sure you get in and review these streams, myself and KJ's, before 14 days is up. We keep it moving, so you guys keep moving and you don't become complacent. So, live is always better. But get back and rewatching these things, and the more you rewatch it, the more shit you learn, the more it sticks. And then come back here with some questions, and we get better every single time we do this. All right.
Bye, everybody.
Later, everybody.